Hey everyone, welcome to our latest explainer. Let's just jump right in, shall we? Today, we're totally stepping away from those complicated, super expensive wellness trends you see all over the internet. Instead, we're keeping it real. We're going to walk through a friendly, super practical guide to everyday health and grooming hacks that absolutely will not break the bank. We're talking simple skincare, budget-friendly nutrition, and just focusing on what actually works for us. I want to start right here because, honestly, this quote hits the nail on the head for what this whole explainer is about. Your health matters, and you deserve to feel good, look good, and be here for a long, happy time. Taking care of yourself, it's not about vanity. It's not about trying to look like some magazine cover. It is literally just about treating yourself with the fundamental care and respect you deserve. Because building confidence really does start with feeling well in your own body. Now, a really quick but super important note before we get into the nitty-gritty. Everything we're covering today is just general information. It's not medical advice. Think of it like a helpful starting point, okay? A doctor or a dermatologist is always going to be your absolute best partner for specific medical advice. So please, never hesitate to see a professional about your own unique needs. All right, let's move right into our first section, simple, affordable skincare. So, your skin is your largest organ, making it a foundational part of your overall health. And it's often the very first place your health shows up. Because it's an organ, keeping an eye on it is vital, especially when we're talking about moles. Skin cancer is incredibly common, but the great news is it's highly treatable when you catch it early. Ideally, you want to see a dermatologist yearly, but between those visits, you can use this awesome simple tool right at home, the ABCD rule. Here's how it works. A is for asymmetry, like if you draw a line right down the middle, the two halves just don't match. B is for border, meaning the edges look irregular or kind of ragged. C is for color. It's not one uniform color. Maybe you see varied shades of brown, black, or tan in there. D is for diameter. You really want to watch anything larger than a standard pencil eraser, which is about 6 millimeters. And E is for evolving. That means any new changes in size, shape, or color over time. If you happen to spot any of these, just flag it for a doctor. It's such a simple, proactive way to look out for yourself. Okay, so beyond checking your skin, how do you actually care for it every single day without, spending a fortune? Well, you really only need a 3-step lineup. That's it. First, a gentle cleanser. Please, whatever you do, don't overwash or aggressively scrub your face. It honestly just irritates your skin barrier. Second, a basic moisturizer. And yes, you absolutely need this even if your skin is on the oily side. And third, the absolute most important step of the whole shebang, sunscreen. SPF 15 or higher. Look, daily sunscreen outperforms pretty much every expensive anti-aging cream on the market. Plus, it actually protects you from UV radiation. It is, hands down, the single best thing you can do for your skin's health. Moving right along to section 2, the DIY pimple patch. First off, let's just completely normalize acne. It happens at absolutely every age. It is definitely not a sign that you're dirty, and it is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. We all get blemishes. But when one does pop up, I want to share a brilliant, budget-friendly trick to handle it. You know those trendy, super expensive little pimple patches at the store? Well, they're actually made of something called a hydrocolloid dressing, which is really just a fancy medical term for a biodegradable bandage that absorbs wound moisture, forms this nice protective gel, and promotes fast healing. It was actually originally developed for medical wounds and ulcers. The comparison here is kind of wild, honestly. On one side, the cosmetic industry is selling you these tiny little packs of branded acne patches for a total premium price. But on the other side, you have basic hydrocolloid wound dressings sitting right there in the first aid aisle of your local pharmacy. Guys, they are the exact same material, but those pharmacy bandage sheets are just incredibly affordable. So here is your insider DIY hack to save some real cash. Step 1, just head over to the first aid aisle and grab a sheet or roll of standard hydrocolloid wound dressing. Step 2, take some clean scissors or, hey, even a clean hole punch if you want those perfect little circles, and just cut the dressing to whatever size you need. Step 3, apply it to the blemish overnight. It'll absorb the moisture and, maybe most importantly, keep you from picking at it, which is how we avoid scarring. And step 4, enjoy the fact that you just saved your money while getting the exact same result. Now, I do want to do a quick reality check here. While simple routines and these DIY patches work total wonders for a lot of folks, severe or really stubborn acne might need a bit more help, and that is totally okay. Medications like Accutane or isotretinoin can be truly life-changing for severe cases, but it's serious medicine. It is prescription only, and it absolutely requires strict supervision from a doctor because of some significant risks like severe birth defects if it's taken during pregnancy. So if you're really struggling, don't try to navigate heavy medications online by yourself. Go see a dermatologist who can guide you safely. All right, let's shift gears to section 3, budget-friendly inside health. How you look on the outside, your skin, your everyday energy levels, it really all starts with what you're putting inside your body. And just like skincare, great nutrition does not require expensive, fancy supplements. Seriously, just look at this staggering statistic. When it comes to getting enough daily fiber, only 5% of Americans are hitting the mark. That means 95% of people do not get enough fiber. So listen, if your diet hasn't been perfect lately, please drop any guilt or shame right now. You are in the vast, vast majority. Almost nobody is getting enough. But the great news is we can easily fix that. The target goal we want to aim for is roughly 25 grams of fiber a day for women and 38 grams a day for men. And why does this matter? Well, because hitting this number works absolute wonders. It helps out your digestion, it steadies your blood sugar so you don't get those awful afternoon energy crashes, and it even helps lower cholesterol. And honestly, the best part? The most effective sources of fiber are actually the most affordable items in the entire grocery store. You definitely don't need exotic, pricey superfood powders. The real superfoods are things like beans, oats, whole grains, and just basic fruits and vegetables. Beans in particular are probably the most affordable health food on the planet. Adding just a little bit more of these to your daily routine, it pays off in your energy and your mood way more than any fancy products on a shelf ever could. And that brings us to section 4, the cost of smoking. Now, before we get into this, I want to be really, really clear. This comes with absolutely zero judgment. Quitting smoking is incredibly hard. I mean, really hard. But cutting down or quitting is also one of the kindest, most powerful things you can ever do for yourself, because you deserve the health and the freedom that comes with it. We always hear about the medical costs of smoking, right? But let's just look at the immediate financial cost. If you smoke a pack a day, you're spending roughly $3,000 a year. That is out-of-pocket, hard-earned cash. And watch how this builds over time. That $3,000 in 1 year becomes $30,000 over 10 years. Over a lifetime, it easily stretches well into the six figures. Just think about the financial freedom that represents. That is real money that could be yours to build your life, take a vacation, or just save for your future. So, the crucial point here is that you do not have to quit perfectly overnight. That whole all or nothing thinking, it's a trap that keeps so many of us stuck. Any reduction helps. Just cutting down is a huge victory all on its own. When you are ready, the most effective approach combines support counseling with nicotine replacement therapy. And please remember, you don't have to do it alone. Free help is always available anytime by calling 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Progress is progress, guys, and every single step counts. We have covered a lot today, from checking your moles and making your own DIY pimple patches, to eating more beans, and just thinking about the financial power of cutting down on smoking. So, I want to leave you with this final thought. If small, affordable changes can radically transform your skin, your energy, and your wallet, what else is possible for your health when you simply start believing you are worth the investment? Pick just one simple thing and take that step today. You've got this. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.